And hello, welcome to Solo Playthroughs. We're gonna go to a galaxy far, far away and play some Gaia Project today. So yeah, I've been thinking about Gaia Project a lot since my last video of it. I've done 3 Gaias on the channel, and I think my approach was wrong a little bit. And what I mean by that is, I was basically looking at Gaia Project and I was randomizing the faction I was, and I was randomizing who I was against, and I won 2 playthroughs, lost the third, and definitely exhibited, just lack of familiarity with Gaia as much as, my familiarity with Mage Knight and Spirit Island. But the more I've played on my own, off camera, I realized that I'm really doing this game a disservice by not treating each of the factions with as much care as I treat with the Spirit Island factions. It doesn't mean I'm ever going to get to Gaia Project elite. Not that I'm necessarily Spirit Island elite. I'm just better at that game. But I do think that I was undervaluing just how much each of the factions is different from each of the other factions. And so what I've decided to do now is I'm still randomizing what order I'm going to put these factions on the channel, and I ended up being the Lantids, because sometimes you want to be a mechanical Dolphin, and today is one of those days for me. But I spent some time with the Lantids. I played a few games off camera, one game each against each of the different Automas. And I think that will help me actually offer some value with these Gaia Project videos, as far as just little things that I've gleaned in the time that I've spent with the different factions. You'll see the rest of the board. I did do exactly what I did last time. Again, I use the Gaia Generator app or website, so I have everything fully set up so we can get a little more quickly into gameplay. This game continues to be the hardest game for me to get set up on the camera, while trying to keep the camera as low as possible, but fitting everything, and the lighting gets all out of whack as the board's so dark and this area over here is so bright. But this is about the best I can do, and hopefully this will work for all you all. But let me go through the setup. As you can see, this is the board. It's all randomized. You have 1 through 7, 5, 6, and 7 are on the alternate side that you use in a solo game and a 2-player game. And what I mean by that, all you see is the outline of the numbers as opposed to the filled in numbers that you see on tiles 1 through 4. The next picture, we have the round boosters, the 6 rounds. You're going to get 4 points for building a mine on a Gaia planet. This will be 2 points for every time you move up on one of the tracks, 5 points for building your planetary institute or one of your academies. Same, that back-to-back is interesting, right? So, the good thing is the Automa gets 0 points in round 3, but we'll get 5 points in round 4. But it will kind of be a large portion of my strategy. I probably won't build my planetary institute until that 3rd round. And with the Lantids, that will also mean that I'm probably not going to take advantage of their special ability, which I'll get to, until I have that built, and that won't be into the 3rd round. So we'll see how that kind of comes together for me, or if it does. So the 5th round is for every research or trading station you build, you get 3 points, and the 6th round is for every Gaia planet that you terraform, you get 3 points. Having both of those out is rough. With the Lantids, a lot of times you're using their ability to get on Gaia planets, but again, it's not going to count for purposes of scoring, and we'll go through that when I get to the Lantid special ability and how they're different from the other factions. The end of game scoring bonuses, you have a planet, or the most structures you have in a federation is the first one, and then the second one is the most satellites on the board. So we will have a bit more to keep track of in this game. The federation for the Automa is a little weird, because obviously they're not creating federations in the normal sense like a normal player would. So basically you take the number of structures they have on the board and you subtract 1. That'll be a very, very hard thing to win at in the endgame scoring. Not impossible, but very, very hard. We're going to want to be strategic and make sure we get as many structures out as possible, which isn't hard with the Lantids, but also make sure we get as many as we can into our federations, and I do always hope to have at least 3 federations in a game with the Lantids. All right, the next picture I'm going to put up on the board is going to be the round boosters. So the round boosters, again, these are all also randomized from the website. The one is you're going to get a point. When you pass, you get a point for each mine you have on the board, plus you get 1 ore at the beginning of the round in income. The next one is you get a free terraforming step, plus 2 credits as income. Here is extend your range by 3, plus you get to charge 2 power. Fourth is you're going to be able to get 2 credits in income and the QIC in income. And fifth, for each trading station you have on the board, you get 2 points when you pass, and you get 1 ore in income. And finally, we have our research track boards. The special token, if you go all the way up the terraforming track, special token up there is the 12 points. I'll probably not be getting that. I am tempted sometimes with the Lantids to go the terraforming route, but generally with the Lantids' ability to get mines out in other ways, the terraforming route doesn't make too much sense unless you're trying, well, here I could do a late game grab for, you know, maybe some knowledge, but even that's a little tough for the Lantids, but trying to get up there sometimes makes sense just to get that 2 bonus ore, which can be really huge in the right moment. And the terraforming track, and then the advanced research, the advanced tech tiles will go from left to right. On the terraforming track, we have 2 points when you take this for every Gaia planet that you have terraformed or that you have settled a mine onto. The second one in the navigation track, you have when you take this 2 points for every mine you have on the board. The third one, when after you take that, every time you pass, you get 3 points for every federation you have. The fourth track, when you take that, you get 5 points for every federation you have. The fifth one, this is on the economic track. You have the you can get you'll get a new action every round. And if you have this, you have to put this on one of, again, all of the advanced tactiles. You have to have a standard tactile that you would then cover up with this, right? Once you have that, you would now have an action to do that once around to get 3 ore. And then in the knowledge track, you would get 2 points every time you advance on a tech track from the time you take that until the end of the game. So that effect is denoted by the green. Again, the other ones, the white swoops, show that, again, it's a one-time effect that triggers and is calculated once you take it. And then the red, again, it's calculated every time that you pass from then on for the rest of the game. The standard tiles, again, there's only 1 of each. You only need 1 of each in a solo game. You can't have more than 1 kind of tech tile in a game. So here we go. They are ordered all randomly as well. You get 1 knowledge for each kind of planet that you have terraformed or settled. So their maximum would be 9, because there's 7 colors, then the lost planet, and then there is the Gaia planet. If you take this tile, you get 4 credits a round in income. This one, you get 1 knowledge and 1 credit in income. This, I had a comment on my last video saying that this tile is really, really strong, and I do see that. I have been playing with it a bit. I might go for it to try to get my Gaia former. The problem with the Gaia former and the Lantids is that I only start with 4 power, and I didn't get the round booster that gives me 2 extra power for my cycle. So, you know, I'm really gonna have a hard time terraforming these Gaia planets until I get to, you know, up there on that track. The other problem is that it's almost like this strategy of charging your power, and this strategy of using a Gaia former, they almost work against each other, because I'm trying to charge my power. Well, if I'm using the Gaia former strategy, my power is often going to end up in this bucket over here. So charging my power isn't going to be all that helpful when it's actually not in my power cycle, and instead it's over here in the Gaia area. So that there's a give and a take with this that I don't think would make the most sense. On the economic track, we have each of your planetary institutes and your federations are worth 4, or not your federations, your laboratories are worth 4 power as opposed to 3 for the purposes of forming federations and other purposes as well. If you were to charge off that, the passive charge, you have the 7 points tile here in the knowledge track. Again, I don't love that there. I usually like this down here because I can take a late game, get the 7 points, and advance on whatever track that I want. So we'll see how that works out. But down here we do have this standard tech tile is always a good one. I can get an ore and a QIC. Remember, you can always convert QIC into another ore. you have or extend your range, or all the other things that you can do with QIC. Here we have, you get 3 points for every Gaia planet that you terraform after you take that standard tile, and this standard tile is in income. You get an ore, and you get to power 1. So what I'm looking at is the track that I'm probably going to run up first. Again, is going to, as usual, be this economic track, and then we'll see about getting onto this navigation track, and maybe even start moving to this QIC track. I do like the fact that I can move up both of those tracks, and we can be looking at a nice amount of extra income. Extra 5 extra. If we get both of them, 5 extra credits and 1 extra knowledge every round would be really, really nice. So that is it. That's the whole setup. We're good. Now we just need to figure out who we are against. I will still randomize that on camera, because why not? We'll real quick talk about the Lantids. What do the Lantids do? I will read it right from the book to make sure that I am speaking clearly. All right, the Lantids. Their ability is when you take the build a mine action, you may build a mine on a planet colonized by an opponent, including the lost planet. Place your mine next to the opponent's structure. You do not have to pay for terraforming, but you must still pay the mine's cost. The mine counts as a normal mine in all ways except the following. The mine cannot be upgraded, and it does not count for any effects that relate to how many planet types or Gaia planets you have colonized. Therefore, so say I have an opponent who has a mine hither, and I decide to use my special Lantids ability to go hither, well, I won't get those points, because again, it doesn't count for any effects related to actually colonizing, because I did not colonize it, I just built the mine. So a little rough. Again, I don't love those end round the scoring tiles. The good thing that we have to our favor is that the Atoma is only going to get 2 points for that one, and only 2 points for that one. In contrast, the Atoma is going to get 5 points for this one, 6 points for that one. So that's just kind of something to be a lookout for. But they are actually not getting all that many points. I did have another interesting comment on my last. I get the most interesting comments on my Gaia videos. That some players, I know, they'll just add up how many points the Atoma gets from these tiles, and they'll just add that to the Atoma score right off the bat. It makes a little bit of sense to me in my own gaming, but I think for the video, it's more kind of more thematic, I guess. I mean, not that this is a usually thematic game, but at least you kind of see the back and forth between you and the Atoma a little bit clearer by kind of adding those points piecemeal. And I have ways to make sure I don't forget. But I mean, ultimately, the Atoma is only going to get 11, 13, 17 points, which is very much on the low end of what you could expect the Atoma to get in a game of Gaia Project against the Atoma. So I don't hate that. Now, what is my Planetary Institute? My Planetary Institute that makes the Lantids amazing is that when I use this special ability of mine, not only will I be able to take the build a mine action, not have to pay the terraforming cost, etc., but I will also get an additional bonus to knowledge for doing that after I build my Planetary Institute. I love that. The weird thing about the Planetary Institute with the Lantids, and I don't understand enough of the balancing of this game to really know why, is that a lot of the factions, when you build your Planetary Institute, not only are you cycling for power during your income phase, you're also getting +1 power added to your cycle. For some reason, they felt that the Lantids were too strong for that. I don't see it, because they only start, it's like the double whammy of like, man, I only start with 4 power in a cycle, and now you're not even adding additional power. That's a little bit rough. So, it is something that we're going to need to kind of overcome. Using this cycle 3 to get +2 is going to be important. The other way we can get power is if we did jump to the second level of this, of the Gaia Former track, we would be able to do that there as well. But again, for the reasons I mentioned before, I'm probably leaning heavily away from that, much to the chagrin, I'm sure, of the viewer last time who told me I needed to get that tile. And I appreciate that advice. It's helpful for me. I just don't think it's going to work with the rest of what's going on in this game. So let's figure out who our opponent is before I keep yammering away. So I'm just going to 1 through 6. We'll make it work. I rolled a 5. Oh! That's bad. I find Hadsch Hallas brutal. So brutal. So Yeah, that's going to be a very tough matchup. So Hadsch Hallas tends to score higher points against than the other Automas, in my experience. So it could just be, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But the other thing that's not great about Hadsch Hallas is that their special faction action is that they are building, they're upgrading structures more than they're building. And as the Lantids, I like structures. I like lots of them. I want structures all around me, but unfortunately that will not be the case. But we will go through how they work when we go. The ongoing ability to remember with them always is that after upgrading to a trading station, the Automa gains an additional 3 victory points. Now that's going to be 20 victory points over the course of a game, which can be really brutal. Alright, so I need to get all the Hadsch Hallas stuff. There we go. So we have their little things. They're going to go there. So we have our Planetary Institute. We have our academies. We have our research labs. We have our 4 trading stations. And then our 8 mines. The good news about Hadsch Hallas, if we're looking at kind of trying to find a silver lining here, is that they won't have as many structures on the board as some of the other Automas would. So it will actually does put that in play for us a lot more. We don't need any of the other stuff on here except for our little satellites. And additionally, I use these as reminders to make sure that I pay the Automa at the end in points at the end of every round. Now, again, as I said before, one way to win this game is to forget to give the Automa all of their points. If that's fine for you, I'm fine with that as well. So we're going to put all the satellites over here. Cool. And now how it's going to work is every time Hadsch Hallas does colonize a new planet, they will put 1 satellite on the board if that new planet is not directly adjacent to an existing group of planets that they've already colonized. So we'll see how many satellites they end up getting, but I feel pretty decent. I feel a lot better now about both of those endgame scoring, and considering we're up against Hadsch Hallas, I probably will want to make sure that I win both of those against at least Hadsch Hallas, if not against the Automa. So we have that there. You see I've kind of cramped this board a little bit to try to make it all fit a little more smoothly. Hadsch Hallas does start on level 1 of the economic track, because of course they do. So they're going to have 2 mines on the board. We're going to go with the 2 red planets closest to the center. That is that one and that one. There we go. We're going to now have to, I'm going to move these over a little bit. Shuffle these. So again, 17 Automa cards. We only start with 8. Actually, start with 7 and then add 1. If we're going to be more clear, because I'm going to be playing on the hard level. But what we need to do is just randomly grab one of these for the sole purpose of determining which round booster Hadsch Hallas is taking away from us, and they will be taking this one. So that's going to go there. And that's fine. Now I'm going to go through the rest of the Automa tech. I'm looking for the 6 Automa deck, not tech, the 6 cards that have the little box on the bottom, and also I'm going to take card number 9 because we are going to be playing on hard mode. Ding, ding. All right, so there are 7 cards here, and now I'm going to shuffle the rest of this deck. It's hard to shuffle this few cards, but we will make it happen. And I'm just going to take 6 cards off the top, because those are the cards we're going to need for the game. And then I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 4 cards remaining just off the board because we do not need them. I'll put them here, and we're going to take the top one. We're going to add it to these 7 cards without looking at it. And this is going to be our deck for the Automa for round number 1. Cool. Shuffle, shuffle. Good. Get it done. We'll put that there, and we'll put this on top here. I like to use a stone there to remind me, hey, if I get to that bottom 3, again, the round could be over. All right. Now, let's take a look at what I want to do this first round. So first things first, I do need to finish up setup by putting 2 of my planets on the board. And man, I like to be near Hadsch Hallas, and unfortunately, that does not look like that is happening. So I'm going to need... I'm going to go here. I might settle on a Gaia planet. Try to get up into this area. So this one's adjacent to a brown, but brown's 3 terraforming steps, so that's a lot. This is adjacent to a yellow, but that's 3 terraforming steps, so that's a lot. We got some Gaia planets here and here, but neither of those are useful. I think here makes some sense. I do have an outside chance to kind of shoot across into this. Well, that red is only 1 terraforming step. That orange is 2. Yeah, not a great setup because I'm not going to be able to get super close, but we should be able to hopefully make this work. I need to grab my starting thing. So I'm second guessing that blue, but I think that makes the most sense. All right, we'll do that. I'm going to grab this one because it would give me the range. I'll get the cycle 2. That's fine. All right, so player always goes first. But first we have to do our income phase. So income phase, again, there's 5 kinds of income. I'm going to get the cycle 2 power. I'm going to get 1 knowledge. Sorry, this keeps moving. I had to elevate this a little bit to try to get it a little bit to all fit. So I'll just get my finger there. I'm going to get 3 ore. I'm going to get 1 knowledge and 0 credits. And that should work. All right, I think a good goal for me this round would be if I can get, it might make sense to go right, make sure I get a research lab on the board. So if I get a research lab on the board, I can get a tech tile, I can start moving up one of these little tracks here, and I think that will be a bit better. I'm tempted to try to get this navigation track, because that would give me a nice, if I start going up to there on the navigation track, it will give me a lot more maneuverability by the time I get to round 3, once I get that planetary institute on the board. All right, so let's do that. So I'm going to terraform. I'm going to build a mine on the Gaia planet, and when you build a mine on the Gaia planet, either you need to have a Gaia former there. Obviously I don't, but I can spend my 1 QIC that I start the game with. I'm going to spend 1 ore. I'm going to spend 2 credits, and I'll put on mine hither round scoring bonus. I'm going to get 4 points for that, so I go from 10 to 14. Nice. Automa. Boom. We got that. That's going to be the support card. I'll move these up now that I have this rest of this situated. And notice I'm using this this terraforming guide thing. I just keep that right there. There's a bunch of ways to see terraforming steps. You know, you can use that, or you can use that card. I tend to use a mixture of both, wherever my eyes go first. And we'll go that way. All right, all these mines, done. So we have these 2 cards. The Automa's action this turn is going to be build a mine. So, of course, it's the special card that I added to the deck. It is not 9 or one of the starting cards, so it actually is going to give him a whopping 3 points, but I'm not upset about the idea of him building a mine. So where are we going to do it? So endgame scoring doesn't matter for either of these tiles, so we can pretty much ignore that for the game, which is nice. We do need to get a set of 7 of these, because I use them to help track. Oh, and one more thing. We haven't set this up, so again, we're racing for these 2 endgame scoring. So one of the things I was doing wrong in my earlier playthroughs is that I read it. The book says you put a dummy player, a 3rd dummy player on the 8, but it only meant for the 8. Actually, I think it was for the satellite action. Each of these end round scoring, and somebody's like, "This is so obvious, dude. I can't believe you didn't know this." I didn't know it. Now I know. All right, that's why I love the comments, man. I really do appreciate people pointing out this little stuff that I just missed. So basically each one of these tiles has a number. Those numbers is going to determine what the dummy player is set at. So it's going to be 10 for most structures in the Federation, and there's going to be 8 for the most satellites, which is nice. I probably will not deal with this scoring much until as we get closer to that 5th round. They'll just save the time. So I won't be messing with that too much. But as we get into the 5th and 6th round, and that's going to start to matter more and make and help determine my decisions for endgame, then I'll start counting those. All right, finally, that's it. No more, I promise. So what are we doing? I'm going to put these on there. So the Automa is going to build a mine, and he's building a mine on, or she, or Hadsch Hallas, whatever they are. They are building a mine on a planet within range 2. So we're looking for terraforming steps, which is going to be the next tiebreaker. There's no red within range 2. We're looking for oranges or blues. There is 1 orange within range 2. And green is also the same number of terraforming steps. So there's 1 green within range 2. And there are no blues. So if there were blues, I'd be there, right? Because that's where I would have started the game. And then after that, we're going to go, all right, close, since it's the same number of terraforming steps, we're going to say closest to us. So it's going to be settling right hither. So it builds that mine. I have a structure within 2. I have 2 structures within 2, but I will choose one of them. They both have power 1. So I don't have to lose any points, but I do cycle 1 power. And then the Automa is going to come down here and get its 3 points. Now you notice I use a stone to remind me to pay the Automa its points every turn. Cool. So that is done. So one of the things I'm thinking about is I know the next round, every time I move up these tracks, I'm going to get 2 additional points. I don't know if it makes sense, though, to kind of, because I'm planning to move up this track. Well, I guess I can save the 1, because me getting the extra range this round isn't going to make that much sense anyway. So I'll do that. I'll save the 1, but I'll use the other. So how are we going to do this? I'm going to do or upgrade to a trading station. So I'm going to spend the 2 ore, the 3 credit. I'm putting this sucker here. Now it's only 3 credit because I am within. Oh, one of the things I didn't do the first round. My first turn, this is why I got that. So again, your navigation chart, you're only range 1 away. But because I took this, I could add 3 to my range. So I had range 4, which is absurd. But I did the build of mine action, but that's the whole point of why I took that booster. So I actually was able to use this. Now, if I didn't have this, I could spend a QIC to increase my range, but remember, I only had 1 QIC, and I needed it to colonize that mine. Sorry about that. All right, so now that I am within 2, it only cost me 3 credit as opposed to the 6 credit, which is very nice. So I'll build out my research or my trading station there, and that is my turn. All right, Automa's turn. Discards a support card, moves that card over, and now its new card is upgrading. Of course it is. It is going to upgrade it's got 3 mines on the board, so it's upgrading priority. It's going to upgrade to a research station, and trading station, and the trading station is going to be closest to me. Now this is 2 away from me, that's 2 away from me, so we're going to go directional selection, top to bottom. This one wins. Cool. Now I'm going to spend 1 point. That gets me back to 13, and I'm going to be able to cycle 2 power as a result of me having a trading station within 2 of that upgrade. So that's really cool. And then the Automa will also get 1.0. Done. My turn. I'm going to build a research lab. So I'm going to spend 3 ore. I'm going to spend 5 credit. I'm going to put this lab here, and that allows me to take a tech tile. I'm going to take this tech tile here. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to get a QIC as an immediate bonus because of that little icon right there. And next round during income, I will get 4 more credits, which can be really nice, especially since I just covered over my trading station with that lab. Automa's turn. That goes off. This moves over. New action. He's going to move up on a random track. So we're going to say, what's the random number generator? It's a 2. So 1, 2, comes and joins me. 0 points. That ain't nothing. My turn. I don't have much else I want to do this turn, so I will pass. Next round is the bonus is going to be moving up on tracks. I'm not gonna be doing too much, I don't think. Terraforming step's not that helpful. The extra QIC might be down. I mean, you can never really go bad with QICs, especially since you can, again, all these free actions, you could always turn a QIC into an ore. That all works. So I'll grab this. This goes off. Thank you very much for your service. That goes back there to the right, and this will be in the off position. Cool. Atoma off. Over. New card. Atoma is doing an upgrade because of course it's doing an upgrade. Again, end of game scoring doesn't matter. And actually we're doing upgrade anyways, doesn't matter. So what's the upgrade priorities? Upgrade priorities are mine, 2, oh, and I forgot it already. So after the Atoma upgraded to a trading station, Hadsch Hallas has 3 more points, like 1, 2, and 3. And now they're going to turn that trading station into a planetary institute for this action. So that goes there. I can spend another point to cycle 2. Why not? And again, passive power still works, even if you have already passed for the turn. And then the Atoma is going to get 1 point. Now again, it's upgraded to a planetary institute, not to a trading station, so I don't worry about that ongoing ability. Now I already passed, so what's going to happen? Atoma is going to go again. So potentially the end of the round. No, it is a faction action. It is not an X. So faction action, we're going to go here. Atoma is going to upgrade again. Well, it already upgraded its research station, a trading station, to a planetary institute, so it is now going to upgrade this sucker into a trading station. So its ongoing ability, I'm going to remember this time, gets 3 points. So it goes from 18 to 21. And that is that. I do not want to spend a point to power 2. There's no point, literally no point for me to do that right now. I mean, I already have 3, so I already can do something here, and I'm probably going to go ahead and start filling up my power cycle when I have the chance next turn. The rest of the Atoma's turn, it says if the Atoma cannot upgrade, it colonizes. So that's unusual. Usually it's the other way around. If the Atoma can't colonize, it upgrades. So there's a little bit of a reversal there, but it also gets 1 point. So in addition to the 3 points it gets for actually putting out a trading station, it's going to get an additional point because that is the faction action. Now, is it the end of the turn? Take 2. Yes, it is. So what are we going to do? We're going to take this round booster. We're going to give the Atoma a new round booster as per the support card. So this is going to go over here. And then we're going to put this here. And those round boosters will be available for us next turn. A few more things we need to do. So we're going to take all the Atoma's cards. We're going to add the top card to this. So now we should have 9 here. Right, and then we're going to just have to award the Atoma the points from the end of round. So again, we're in the rounds 1, 2, or 3. We're going to take this off and give the Atoma 2 points. So it's going to go from 22 to 24, and this will just come off the board. Rock on. So we're going to set this. Again, 3 goes sideways to demarcate potential end of round. This goes here. This goes here. I will turn my booster face up. We now go to income. So I get how much? I get 4 credits. That gets me from 3 to 9. Oh, sorry, 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 credits, 3 to 9. Somebody's like, that's not right. That doesn't sound like good math. Yeah, that was pretty terrible. We're going to get 2 knowledge. Gets me up to 6. And then we're going to get 1, 2, 3 ore. That gets me up to 4. I don't cycle any power, but I also get 1 QIC as income from over here, which I can use as ore if I want to, which I might. Now, probably not. So like, I'm looking ahead at the next round. I know I'm going to get 5 points when I build this Planetary Institute next round. And I say when because I'm just going to do it next round. I'm not going to, there's no point for me to do it this round. So I think we'll be fine with that. So, my first turn, yeesh, not great. So, I want to do a couple of things. I'm definitely going to want to get a trading station on the board so I can be ready next turn to build a planetary institute, right? You're upgrading trading stations to planetary institutes. So I will go ahead and do that. So I'm going to spend 2 credit, 9 to 7, and 3, nope, 3 credit, 9 to 6, and 2 ore. Gets me 4 to 2. And I'm going to put this trading station here. This comes off the board. No bonuses for that. All right, we're going to go to the Automa's turn. That's the support card. Here is his first turn. He's just moving up a random track. It's the same one though. 1, 2, back by the random number generator, and then 0 points for that. I'm going to spend 4 ore. I go from 6 to 2, and I'm going to move up. I think that makes some sense. Yeah, I think if I go up to this 2 and then I just start trying to race up that economic track for the rest of the game, that will make some sense. So I'm going to move up here because that's going to give me a lot more flexibility and reach for when I want to start using my special ability, right? Now I moved up on a track, so I'm going to get 2 points for that. So I don't get totally blown away in the dust, but that's fine. I have won games where I was 70 points down. I mean, it's crazy. The Automa's lead is just massive in this game pretty often. All right, Automa's turn. So it is a faction action. Automa's doing an upgrade. What's it upgrading? Again, priorities. It already has the Planetary Institute out, so it is going to do a mine to a trading station. I am very far away, so I do not get to power off of that, which is cool. And then the Automa is going to get, so it went to another trading station, so it gets 3 points for that. So it gets from 24 to 27, and then +1 for the faction action. So it gets up to 28. Oh, man. I'm debating. I could build a mine, because one of the things you have to be careful with the Lantids is that often you end up in this spot where if you use your special ability too much, you just have no available mines. So carving out, and you can't upgrade. One of the things about building a mine on where another thing is, you can't actually upgrade that mine into anything. So having your own mines that are your own can actually make a big difference. So I think I'm going to take advantage of this 3. So instead of getting the +2 into the power cycle, which I do want to do at some point, but now I'm just going to do an upgrade. I'm going to do a terraforming step. So I'm going to do this power action. So I rotated 3 power from the 3rd bin into the 1st bin, and that's going to give me 1 terraforming step. I'm going to spend a QIC, because now that I've done that, now I can actually do the build the mine action. I'm going to spend, as all part of the same action, I'm going to spend 1 QIC to increase my range. My range is 2, but I need it to be a 3 to get there. I could go over there. That's interesting. I mean, it's going to be a long time before I'm over at that 3, man. I'm going to spend the ore and the 2 credit, and I'm going to put this mine. And the nice thing about this is I'm going to get that ore back in income by unearthing that. I'm going to put this. Is there any? I'm trying to think if there's any benefit to being this way. There probably is, actually, because that's right next to that red, which is only 1 terraforming step for blue. So I'm going to put this over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, bam. And I'm just going to, in case I take that this tech tile later, as I throw things around the board, I'm going to indicate what I've already terraformed. All right. So I built the mine. That's about all I'm going to be able to do this round, I think. I could have upgraded to a research lab. The problem with doing that is that I wouldn't have been able to actually build the Planetary Institute next turn. So, and if I upgraded to a research lab, I take another tech tile, and then I've got 2 points. I moved up on a track. But I think this makes a little bit more strategic sense. Oh, and I already gave him his point last turn. I know I said it out loud, so I just forgot to remove my stone. Automa's turn comes down. Automa's building a mine. Endgame scoring doesn't matter. We are doing range 2. We're looking for greens. We're looking for reds, range 2. There are none. So we're looking for oranges, blues, or greens. Range 2 from where the Automa is. We have one option. It is that Gaia planet way over there. And that is fine. Automa will get its first satellite. So being aware of that. Another reason I really need to start using that when I get a chance. And the Atoma, I obviously can't power off that. The Atoma gets 1 point. My turn. I think I pass. And if I pass, I think I pass. It's fine. Well, I ended up using this anyway. I was thinking about if I had that with terraforming step, but the QIC will come in handy for sure. I think I definitely want an ore. I'm not going to have any trading stations on the board, so fine. I'll grab this one. It'll give you some extra points next turn. Not a ton, but maybe 3 or 4, which would be nice. And that will go over here. So this goes face down. I retain the first player marker because I will be going first again because I passed first. Atoma, that goes there. This goes there. Boom! Faction action. What a jerk. So he's going to upgrade to another trading station. What does he get? He gets 3 points because he's a jerk. And he gets 1 more point. Awesome. Hadsch Hallas is brutal. Alright, upgrade. What are we upgrading to? Well, dude has no mines on the board. So its next priority is going to be turning a trading station into a research lab. It's going to do the one closest to me. These are both 2 away. Directional selection says this is the one that is the winner. And then I can spend a point to charge 2 because I have 2 structures, both with the power of 2 nearby. You always have to choose, if there was a disparate power, you always have to choose the one that has the most power. And then the Atoma is going to get the 1 point. All right, we're going to go from there. I've already passed. Atoma is going to maybe end the round. No, it's building another mine. Wow, it's building mines like a madman. Remember, every mine it builds is going to turn into a research station, a trading station, and every trading station it builds, it gets 3 points, which is really bad. So Atoma is doing range 4 this time. So is there a red range 4? There is. There's 2 of them actually. But they have the same number of terraforming steps, and we're going to go with the one closest to me. It is going to be this one. That is going to be another satellite. And I do get the power of this for free. So I spend 0 points to cycle 1. Yowza. Okay. That's done. And then the Atoma gets 3 points. 1, 2, 3. I'm causing a space quake. Is that a thing? There you go. Sorry, that light got real dark for a second. This goes off. Is the Atoma going to end my misery? Yes, it does. Cool. So this is going to get off. We're going to take this tile. We're taking the one on the right as per the support card. And this goes back hither. Grabbing these. Grabbing these. Grabbing these. We're going to have 1 on top from the deck. Shuffle these up. So, yeah. It's going to be tough. I'm not... Again, I wasn't in love with this this matchup going in. Hadsch Hallas is my thorn in my side in this game. So, we're going to shuffle these up. So, there's 10 cards total in the Atoma deck now. Makes sense. And he's going to get 2 points. 1, 2. Or they are going to get 2 points. And this comes off. This comes off. I will separate this out. Now, at the end of the round, when I pass, I'll get 1 point for every mine I have on the board. So I'm going to put a reminder token there. And then I'm going to now take my income. What's my income? 1, 2, 3, 4. We go from 1 to 5. 3 and 4 is 7, so I go from 4 to 11. 2 more knowledge. And that's all she wrote. Okay, so my turn first. What am I doing? I am definitely, without fail, guaranteed building my Planetary Institute. So my ore went from 5 to 1. My credits are going to go from 11 to 5. Because it's 4 ore and 6 credit. And I'll put this beast hither because it's the only research station, trading station I have on the board. Probably didn't plan out that super well. But I mean, look, if I can turn this into a federation at some point, and then I can plan on going this way for my second federation, that might actually work out pretty well. Because of the end of round scoring, or the round scoring bonus, I do get 5 points for building a federation this turn, or a planetary institute this turn. I go from 13 to 18. Like, so far behind. Cool. So that was my turn. Very exciting. The Automa goes. Automa is going to do an upgrade action. It's upgrading. All right, priority. So we now have another mine on the board, so we're going to go back to having another trading station. Trading station means 3 points because of the ongoing ability, and then because of the card, 3 more points. Gross. Oh, and I get the power 1 passively off of that because I am within range 2 there. Yowza. Okay, my turn. I am going to now use my faction ability. Potentially twice. I do want to make sure that I'm building a academy next turn, right? So I want to be careful to make sure that I still have 6 and 6 is a pretty steep purchase price for sure. But if I get 2 more of these out, I get an ore back. So that I have some ways that will be reasonable. And if I move up there twice, that's a nice little charge. Remember, I'm charging power here because I have my institute on the board. I might want to try to do this turn if I get another chance to charge some power. So I think what I do this round is I just try to get 2 more mines on the board. So I'm going to spend 1 ore and 2 credit. So again, I'm just want to make sure I have 6 and 6 to start next turn, and then we'll figure it out from there. I am going to place a mine. Now, where I place this could matter a lot. I want to make sure I'm building federations, especially with that endgame scoring, right? So this is still going to count for power for me, and I can go range 2, which is one of the reasons I did that first, and I can put this anywhere. It's just I've already spent the ore and the credit. But I want to make sure I'm putting this in the place that's going to make the most sense for getting 7 power together. If I make this the academy, but that's going to be really spread out. That's going to be tough. I could just make a federation with the academy, the Planetary Institute, and one of my guys there, and it's only going to cost me 2 satellites, which I don't hate that. Really don't hate that. And then I could kind of figure out the rest, maybe get some research stations. Ooh, trading stations. Trading stations in round 5 will be worth 3 each. So there is that going for us. So I will put this, I will plan on forming a federation with just the Academy and the Planetary Institute and this mine here. Since I placed a mine on a planet of another player, I get 2 knowledge. Bam. Just like that. Alright, Automa. Off. Over. We are upgrading again. Who's surprised? Not me. So there are no more mines on the board, so we're not upgrading to a trading station. So we do have, again, we can upgrade from a trading station to a research lab. But no, the actual in between those 2 priorities is you turn any trading station into any research lab into an academy, and then you turn trading stations into research labs. So a little bit of a wrinkle there. I could spend 2 to power 3, and I don't think that makes a lot of sense. Oh man. But then I have 4. What could I do with 4? What could I do with 4? No, I'm not gonna do it. Hey, I don't love it. Don't love it. Alright, so I'm gonna take this off. Automa gets a point. My turn. I'm going to spend this QIC and make that an ore. So spending that ore, and then I'm spending 2 credits. I'm going to place another mine, and I'm going to put this mine. Now again, I already know I'm going to make a federation here. So now I'm going to figure out how I'm making a federation over here. I'm going to put this mine here. Because I use my special ability, I get 2 more knowledge. All right. So the rest of my turn is mostly going to be moving up the economic track. This goes here. I'm I mean, one of the things I'm noticing is that I'm making really poor use of that standard tech tile. I just don't think there's a way around it. You know, I mean, I always want to get to the top of that economic track by the end of the game, and usually it's a lot easier when there's a tech tile there. But I don't see how else I'm getting to 7. Well, if I build the Planetary Institute and I take that 4, 5, 6. You know, I'm going to build this over here, actually. So if I take that, then I could actually have an easier path to more federations. So I just want to figure out how I'm going to get another mine close by. That's not horrible. It's range 2, and it's if I can get 3 power, it's only 1 terraforming step again. And then I could use 2 satellites, build my first federation, and then I could have the academy here. All right, I think that probably makes the most sense. So I just went back, revisited. I put this mine over there. I put it here. Again, it's the same thing. Still the 2 knowledge. We're good. I already flipped over their card. They're building a mine. Where are they building a mine? They're building a mine range 4 again. So fewest terraforming steps is obviously the red, so that's going to go there, and another satellite for this guy. So he's up to 3 satellites. I am not within range 2, so I can't power, and Atonement gets a point. My turn. I'm going to spend 4 knowledge to go from 8 to 4. I'm going to move up on this track. Toma's turn. Toma's doing a faction action. They're doing an upgrade. They're going to upgrade priorities. They're going to turn the mine they just put on the board into a trading station. They get 3 points for that. And then 1 more. So they were scored. My turn, I'm going to spend the last 4 knowledge I have and go up on the economic track once again. Puts me in a pretty decent spot. And I'm also going to cycle this power to get a credit based on just a free action there. All right, Atoma's turn. He's doing an upgrade. He's going to upgrade. So he has no more mines on the board. He has no more research labs on the board, so he's going to turn a trading station into a research lab. It's going to be closest to me. This one is, so I have 4 trading stations. These 2 are both within 2. Directional selection says coming from the right, so that will be there. I get to passively power 1, which will work out very well. And I cause another spacequake, and Atonement gets a point. Man. Greg, stop doing that. All right. I haven't passed yet. I feel like I passed, but I didn't. I'm going to pass now. How about that? So one of these I could take. All right, I think it makes sense for me to take the terraforming step again, especially because I have no credits available to me on the board. So I will take this. When I pass, I score 1 point for each mine I have on the board. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I go from 18 to 22. And this is going to come up here. Cool, cool. This goes here. It'll be in the inactive state. Atoma, what are you doing? Stop the suffering. Upgrade. They're upgrading what? They're going to upgrade this into a academy. And for the same reason I said before, and they're going to get a point. Now, next time, again, if they can't upgrade, what are they going to start doing? They're going to start building mines, right? So we'll see how quickly they start doing that. Atoma's turn again, because I've already passed. Is it? Oh, they do have another turn. Oh, it's the same track. So they're going to move. Oh, it's a different track. That was that one last time. So they're moving up on a random track, and the random number selector goes up there. No points for that. Atoma, did they have a turn? Nope. I think that's the same card every time. They have not been doing a lot of faction QIC actions for sure. So if I can actually start getting up the QIC track, the fact that they don't have a lot of those cards, it seems, could be really, really helpful. So we're going to take this off. Support card says this. This goes here. And we're going to take all of their cards. They don't score any points this round because it's still round 1, 2, or 3. So that goes off. That same tile next round, they're going to score 5 points. We're going to add another card to their deck. So they should only have 2 left there. Yep. So we are good that. We'll shuffle these up. Yeah, we'll see about where I'm at. I think that was a good plan to change up that mine to really give me a chance to I could potentially get 2 federations out this round if things work, and that could really help give me some of the resources I'm going to need to kind of keep building. All right, so income. I'm going to get 2 credit plus 4 credit plus 2 credit. So I'm going to get 8 credit total. I go from 2 to 10. All right, I'm going to cycle 2 6 power. So basically this goes 1. I can cycle 5 more. I just cycle everything. So now I have 4 in there. I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ore. I get 1, 2 knowledge, and that is all she wrote. All right, so I'm going to, oh man, I'm going to need the extra ore. That's what I'm going to need. Yup. All right, well, so much for getting those 2 powers. I'm going to get those 2 powers eventually. So I'm cycling those 4 to do a power action, and I'm going to get 2 more ore because I need those ore to build my academy. All right, which is fine. Automa's first turn. What are you doing? Automa is doing an upgrade. Of course it's doing an upgrade. So it's upgrading a research station or trading station into a research lab. This is the one that's closest to me now. And I'm going to be able to cycle 1 power. All right, 1 point. Now I'm going to do this action. So I get a terraforming step from that. And now because I did that, I can build a mine as well as part of the same action. I'm going to spend 1 ore and 2 credit and building a mine here. Again, range 2 goes to the navigation track. And now when I take that tile, that's going to give me a federation this round, which is really nice. Now before I build that federation, now I probably should get some more power. Or I could, as my federation thing, I can take the 8 and the 2 more power that way. That wouldn't be the worst idea I've had ever. Oh, and also I can spend an ore at any point to get +1 power, but obviously ore is at such a premium for me as well. So I do have some options to get power in there. And remember, I'm going to need to turn those powers into satellites so I can make sure I beat the Automa on that. So lot to think about as far as how I spend my limited power. And again, so one thing about the lands I don't understand. I don't think they're that strong to justify them being handicapped in the power container, the power portion of this game. But like if someone again who knows this game more like wants to explain that, I would love to know. All right, so power QIC action. Haven't seen this yet. We're going to do a power QIC action. Random number says that from the left. And we're going to give him 1 point to Hadsch Hallas. My turn. I am going to go for the gusto. All right, I'm going to spend 6 and 6. Yeah. And we're going to put a academy on the board. I will give myself the QIC. And I'm going to put this academy here. So, academy goes on the board, a few things happen, and the 2 knowledge academy is really nice too, but that QIC is just so much more versatile and I have other ways of getting knowledge, so I just think this makes more sense. So I'm going to be able to take a standard tactile. I'm going to take this one, as was my plan, my master plan, and this goes here. What happens? I cycle 3 power, and I get 5 points because of the round scoring. I was like, I knew this was a little bit more awesome than this. So I go from 22 to 27. Yowza. Okay, Automa, what are you doing? Bam! All right, upgrade. What are we upgrading to? No mines on the board. Have to upgrade to the one of the research labs. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 away. One. Yep. Math is hard. This one is also 4 away. So directional selection. We're gonna go from the bottom. Again, I'm not within 2, so I cannot power off that. Toma gets 3 points. 1, 2, 3. My turn. I'm gonna use this to get a QIC. Toma's turn. It is a faction action. Atoma can upgrade. It has one more to upgrade. Otherwise, it would have colonized, which would have been bad. So we're going to, again, this Atoma can upgrade. It colonizes only applies to faction actions, not to the normal upgrade card, right? So that's kind of an important, how the order they come out is important. So we are going to put this here as the last place it can go. And too far away to do anything off of that. 1 point from the faction action card. Yikes. All right, I'm going to turn this QIC into an ore, and then I'm going to spend my last 2 credits. I'm going to put this mine, range 2. Put this mine here, and I'm going to get 2 knowledge. Good thing about this is I can turn a lot of these into trading stations. Next turn, I get 3 points a pop, assuming I can get enough credit. They're all, well, this isn't within range 2. These two are within range 2, so that's only 6 credit and 4 ore. That's going to be a really helpful tile for me. I'm glad I pulled that. Yeah, I think that makes sense for next turn. So turning another, well, shoot. Never mind. If I can try to do this one, even hopefully they'll build again, because then I could do that. Because I do want this to be part of this federation here, and I don't want to. I want to be really maximally efficient in how I'm spending my resources here. All right. So the Atoma is moving up on its highest track. So it has 2 tracks that are both on level 2. So it's going to say random number selector. So 1, 2. So it's 2 coming from the right. This goes there. Atoma gets 1 point. My turn, I'm going to spend my 4 knowledge. Ooh. I could cycle power. Yeah, I like that. I was thinking about going up here, but again, it's 1 ore and 1 credit difference. I think strategically it makes more sense for me to jump up here. And I don't want to be, I really don't want to be racing with this jerk to get to the top of that, but I might have to be. So I'm spending those 4 knowledge. And I'm going to move up on this track that gets me a QIC, but the important part of that is I went over another, again, whenever you go from level 2 to level 3, you get to cycle 3 power as an immediate benefit. I'm cycling that 3 power, and I'm cycling my entire board. It's crazy. Dolphin people are all turned upside down. All right, Atoma's turn. It is build a mine. Okay, so this could actually be good if I hope it's within range 2 of this. That would make me super happy. So again, end of game scoring doesn't matter. We are looking for greens range 2. There are none. There are no reds range 2. We're looking for, again, 1 terraforming step away would be orange's range 2. That is within range of that jerk. Ah! Or blue's range 2. Nope. It's just going to be this one. I don't think there's an alternate. Not an alternate explanation. Ah, it's gross. So he's going to build, well, I mean, it's fine in a way. It's just not ideal because I do really want to be able to build 2 trading stations next turn. So he's going to build this here. It is super close to me. There is no other 1 terraforming step away planet option. So he builds that. I can do a passive charge off of that. And he's going to get 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Hadsch Hallas is kicking my butt. All right, I'm going to cycle power. I do need to get more power into my system, so I'm going to do that and get 2 power. Now, it does mean it's going to be harder for me to get power into my 3rd little bin there. But remember, I will be cycling 7 power at the beginning of the next turn, so I'm going to have 5 and then a balance of 2. And that's assuming there's no more movement on that track there. Hadsch Hallas is doing another upgrade. Oh shoot, it gets a satellite for this, and now it can upgrade this to this. So it gets 3 points because it's upgraded to a trading station. 1, 2, 3. I told you they're brutal. I can passively charge off of that, and it's going to get 1 point from the card. I think it was a good round. It gets hard to feel bad about that round. I just feel like I'm still getting shellacked, which isn't great. If I get that, I can actually build in a blue. I don't know how helpful that's going to be. I could try to double down and make each of my trading stations worth 5. I just don't know if I'm going to have enough. I am worried about my credit income. I'm worried about my credit, guys. I think the QICs also have some really nice flexibility here, so getting them now, especially if I'm able to hoard up a little bit on ore, is good. All right, I'll take the credit and the QIC. I might be leaving 4 points off the table. I'm pretty sure I'm not leaving more than 4, though. It'd be really hard for me to build 3 trading stations this round. And I'm probably going to want to do 2 trading stations and a research lab if I can. And remember, that's an end of round bonus. So if I build 2 trading stations, but when I pass, I only have 1, I only get that bonus for the 1. So we'll see how this all plays out. So notice I did not build a federation this turn. Yeah, I want to cycle all this power. Well, 4 and then 3. All right, I'm not gonna pass yet, but the reasoning's done, so at least we have that. Oh, I might have to. No, it's fine. Let me keep initiative. I'll do it now. It's not gonna really matter. Yeah, that's fine. I could build a federation next turn, and I'll have more information then. I think that makes some sense. All right, so I have passed. This is going to be in the inactive position. Atoma, ding, ding, and Atoma has a turn because he always has a turn. 1, 2. Oh, why? Gross. So what happens if he has to move up there again? This just goes away. But if he moves up there again, this Lost Planet goes away. And the Lost Planet is a nice little. It's only 1 power, but it's a nice little boon. Can really make a difference in giving you that little extra you need to get your 3rd or 4th federation. Atoma goes again. Faction action. It is going to do an upgrade. It literally cannot upgrade. So it's colonizing range 3. Well, I might get my wish over here. We'll see. So colonizing range 3. So this range is ignored because we have a special range on there. So range 3, we're looking for reds range 3. Obviously none. We are looking for greens range 3, so that's a green range 3. That's a blue range 3. That's a blue range 3. We have the other side. Oranges. We have an orange range 3, an orange range 3. So those are all things that are within range 3 of where the Atoma is. That has 1 terraforming step to go. So we're going to go closest to me. Bam! We're going to put it right there. It gets another satellite, which is not great, and I'm going to be able to power 1 passively. Oh, man. I wonder. I mean, I'm almost in a place where I might be looking at trying to terraform. Oh, there's nothing great. Trying to terraform something else. So I can just turn this into a trading station really easily. But those are both 3 terraforming steps. That's only 2. That would be 3 satellites. Remember, you can't, if I'm trying to keep this as on federation, that would be 3 satellites, which actually I want to get satellites on the board. That might make more sense. Alright, that's fine. Atoma gets 1 point. You jerk. Please end the misery. No, we'll turn up the volume on the misery. We are upgrading Ding 3 points for the ongoing ability, and then 2 points because of the card. Yowza! This is going to be a big score game for the Atoma. Atoma is now forced to pass, so this comes off. This is the new support card. That is going to be the new round booster, so we're taking the one from the middle. This goes over, this goes over. Atoma grabs all of its cards and +1 from its deck. And it's going to get 5 points because of the round booster. So it goes from 73 to 78. It's just shellacking. All right, we'll see. We'll see if I can't do some craziness here. Once I start building federations, and if I can really start hoarding some QICs with the QIC track, or the AI track, I guess I should say. I mean, the AI track might be more valuable than the navigation track anyway, but we have some possibilities. I don't love where we're at, but it's not hopeless yet. So that's gonna go there, that goes there. All right, income. I get 2, 4, +3. I get 9. I go from 0 to 9. Awesome. Right. I'm going to, so 2, 4, so that's 6 plus the 3 is 9. I'm going to cycle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 3, and then I can cycle 4 more. Oh, at the end of the round, all these came off 2. Well, I could build a federation with those 3. I didn't even think of that. Oh, that's smarter. Then that gives me some possibilities. Yeah, I could build trading station. All right, I think that's better because this is going to be hard for him to ever not cost 6 credits, and obviously I'm pretty light on credits. All right, so I cycled. I got my credits. I just need to get my ore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ore. Bam. Oh, and I get a QIC from the round booster. Right. Oh, knowledge. Just 1 knowledge, which is rough. This goes off as well. All right, I'm going to cycle 5. Yeah, I have ways of getting things back. I'm going to cycle 5. I'm going to cover up this. I get 2 terraforming steps. I'm going to spend the 1 ore and 2 credits, and I'm going to put a mine here. Get range 2 from this guy. So I have another planet. Do not get any other bonuses, but that made me happy. All right, Jerkface, what are you doing? Jerkface is doing a power QIC action. It's going 2 from the right, 3 points, 1, 2, 3. Seems like it's one of those. Probably just pick that card up, which does make a little bit more pressure on the end game scoring. Or, I'm sorry, on the on getting, because again in the last round you really want to rack up points here if you can, but if he's covering them up with QIC actions, that's not great. I'm going to use that action before I forget, get another QIC just to help me take stock of what I'm doing here. That's going to go there, this goes here. Alright, building a mine, of course it is. Man, 1, 2, 3, so it's got 5 satellites already. That's something to keep an eye on. And it is going to build a mine, range 2. Every mine it puts out, it means another trading station. Every trading station, it's another 3 points. So that's really bad. Range 2, we're looking at fewest terraforming steps. So this is only one terraforming step. It's probably going to be the winner. I don't see any oranges. I do not see any greens. And all the reds are gone. So yep, all the way out there with a new satellite. And yeah, it keeps also the fact it keeps building. Whenever it's put a mine out, it's nothing's connected. I mean, I think the first mine it put out was very directly adjacent. Everything else has been, hey, another satellite, another satellite, another satellite. So not great. 1, 2, 3. I digress. I'm going to look at the disaster that is in front of me. I'm going to try to chase some points with trading stations. I don't see what else I could possibly do here. Yeah. Okay, so I'm spending 2 and 3. So that gives me 4 on each of those. I'm going to put a trading station. Man, I have so few satellites. That's fine. I'm going to put a trading station here. And because I did that, the round bonus, I get 3 points. It gets me up to 30. It's just like 84. Just a little bit. Just a little bit less. All right, moving up on the highest track. So this is valid. It's going to just move there and take that off. Next time, it would move in. That was a rule I had wrong in, I think, my first playthrough on this channel. And 1 point from that. My turn. We're going to do the same thing. I know I want to do this. So 2 and 3. So stick with what I know I want to do, and then we'll kind of work backwards. I'm going to turn this into a trading station. Again, that's 2 away, so that only costs the 3 credits as opposed to the 6. And I get 3 more points for that. 1, 2, 3. Oh, crushing it. Remember, the end of the round, Hadsch Hallas gets 6 points for that, so at least we have neutralized his advantage there. Or any advantage he might have had there. All right, so we're putting a mine into a trading station. He has 1 mine on the board. Guess what? He gets 3 points because of the ongoing ability. And 1 point on top of that. All right, I think I formed my first federation. Yep. All right, so I'm going to spend 2 of these. I'm going to get 2 satellites on the board. Bang, bang. So this is worth 4 because I have that upgrade. And then 1, 1, and 1. Right? These count for all purposes except for endgame scoring and Gaia planets and stuff like that. So that also, the nice thing, that it gives me 4 buildings and federations. We'll figure out before the next round like how many buildings and federations he has. But he has all of his mines over here except for 1. Or he has all of them. So yeah, I mean, I'm actually pretty good as far as being able to get buildings on the board. More than him. So, federation. I'm going to build a federation. I did. I'm going to take my federation tile of amazingness. Is going to be... What do I want? I think I need credits. That sounds great. I'm going to take this one. There's my federation token. I'm going to get 7 points. I don't know what word I just tried to say there. I think it was token. I'm going to get 7 points. I go from 33 to 40, and I get the immediate benefit of 6 credits. I go from 1 to 7 there. Automa. That goes there. That goes there. Automa's moving up on a track. It's moving up. Oh, there we go. He's there. Lost Planet goes bye-bye. That was nuts. Like every time, I was like, dang. 5 times? That's nuts. Oh, I guess 2 of them are highest track, so still 4 times. That's it. 0 points, but he's there. So that's going to be 12 points for him in the endgame scoring. And that means the most I can get is there, which I probably will for the 4 points, but not great. Yeah. Looking at the advanced tech tiles, too. None of them are really screaming out. None of them are screaming out, take me, take me. That's how they scream out. Believe me. All right, I'm going to spend 2 ore. I'm going to spend 3 credit, and I'm going to put this on the board. So I'm going to have a ton of credit next turn. Again, within range 1, obviously. That gives me 3 points. It gets me from 40 to 43. Atoma's turn. You stupid Atoma. All right, Atoma is building a mine, because of course it is. It's building a mine range 2. So there are no blues range 2. There are no greens range 2. There is an orange range. Ooh, I might have missed that last time. Shoot. So yeah, I actually missed last time. This should be down here because it's orange range 2 and it's closer to me. It made no. I mean, a lot of times I've learned in this game that when you make a mistake, it often doesn't matter because it just they don't end up doing it anyway. But now it's a little more complicated because these are both one terraforming step and are range 2 to that. So now it's closest to me 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I mean, it could make a huge difference in a game where Gaia Planet is rank game scoring, right? But in this game, this effectively is just not going to make much of a difference. He gets another satellite, and he gets 1 point. Ugh, man, he just keeps putting out new mines. My turn. I mean, I guess with the faction actions in there, he would be putting out new mines anyway. But he just keeps upgrading now, too. So, you know, I don't know if I want to build a mine. Oh, man. I'm light on power again. Definitely gonna need to find a way to get into there next turn. I'm not sure I want to spend all these crystals, or these QIC, I mean. Good thing the next round I can turn 1 or 2 of these trading stations into research labs and get new tech tiles. Only 4 different kinds of tiles. I lost the lost planet. That can give me some ore. I'm gonna have a ton of credits. Thomas still got a bunch of turns. It's not a good sign when you're finishing before the Atoma every round. That is for sure. I could build a research station. It's funny, so if I had taken that, it would be 6 points, although I wouldn't have had what I needed. I could build a research lab now, which I think might make some sense. Just because of the tactile and the extra knowledge. Or, and knowledge might not matter for me. What am I trying to do? I have to spend this knowledge. That's not great. I'm like, I just took a bunch of credits and I'm still a bunch of credits short. Power wise, 3, 4. I need to get credits. I need to get power bad. I need 8 power. Yeah, I need power really bad. Alright, let me not do the research labs. Yeah, I'm going to spend the 2 credit in one of these QIC to place a mine here. And that gives me 2 knowledge. So that's 3, 4, 8. Alright, that's fine. Oh, he's got a bunch of satellites too. This goes here, this goes here. So he's doing an upgrade. What is he upgrading? He's upgrading this to a trading station. That's 3 points. 1, 2, 3, and 3 more points. It's a really bad card. My turn. I'm going to. Yeah, I'm not going to form the Federation this turn. I will pass. It's an 8-point grab. I'm going to take this one. I'll go there. Thomas' turn. Upgrade. It can't upgrade, but it's not a faction action, so it's just done. Alright, so we got a little bit lucky there finally. 96, 97, 98. Thomas' turn again. Please be the end of the round. It is. So this goes away. This comes out. Out. 1, 2. Dang. We add the last card to the Automa's deck. Atoma gets 6 points from that, so 98 to 104. Oh, this is rough. Man, the order of these cards came out too. It's just built so much more than is ideal against Hadsch Hallas. There's a lot of building mind cards in here. And now the next, it can't upgrade, so the next faction action is going to be another mine. Alright. It's going to be scoring the. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ore. We have 11 plus 3 is 14 plus 4 is 18 credits. I have 2 that gets me up to 20. We are cycling 7, so 1, 2, 3, and then 7, and I'm gonna have to use it to get ore. Oh, so little ore. Maybe I won't. I have the credits. Well, I could try to get. I do want to get up there. We get the 1 knowledge, and that's it. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. This comes off. Yeah. And this comes off. And this comes off. So many things come off. Take it all off. Alright. Yeah, not doing these. I mean, I'm really weak on tactiles. If you couldn't tell, I'm really weak on tactiles. I do have these. How much ore do I need? Alright, I'm going to cycle 3 and get 2 more. I need some power. Toma's turn. Bang, bang. Doing an upgrade. It can't do an upgrade. There's nothing to upgrade. So the order came out our way again. 1 point. Alright, what's that? That's 105. My turn. I am going to spend 3 credits to build another federation. This can come off. By the way, it's almost getting 2 points this round. I'm not even trying to build Gaia planets, obviously. So that's 4 power to 1. I'm going to take as my reward. I'm going to take the 8 points and the 2 more power. So that's what I really need if I'm building another federation here. So 8 points gets me up to 44. From 44 up to, oh sorry, 43 up to 51. And we get 2 more power. And locked and loaded. Alright, let me figure this out real quick. So I have 5 satellites on the board. Hadsch Hallas is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 satellites on the board. As far as number of structures in federations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it has 9. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we'll start keeping closer track of how those play out. So, Automa's turn, placing a mine. So it's going to be up to 10. It's placing a mine range 2. It's looking at the greens, the oranges. All the oranges are taken. Oh, there's a blue. That green's close to 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that green's closest to me. Same number of terraforming steps, so that's going to go there. And it gets another satellite, because of course it does. Yikes. And 1 point. My turn. I'm going to do this before I forget. Give me some options here. Yeah. Turn I only spend 4 more. I'm going to be maxed out at 9, I think. 9 satellites. Just looking at where I'm realistically building federations here. So doing an upgrade can't, because it has no more trading stations. Hey, look at that. 3 more power, 3 more points. 1, 2, 3. My turn. I'm going to spend this 4 knowledge to move here. I desperately need to get in there. Oh, this is nuts too. Yes, I still have the 20 credit. I was looking here like, why do I only have 5 credit? It's not a lot of credit. No, I have 20. We're good. That goes there. Placing a mine. Oh, why? Nothing's adjacent. It's just going to keep thrashing me. So there, another satellite. 9 satellites, 11 structures, 3 points. I can't even power off any of those. Is there a way? I wonder if I can really maximize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, I have an idea. It's not great. I'm going to spend these 3. And I'm going to, so spending those 3 QICs to get this. Yeah, it's going to be crazy if I can pull this off. I'm going to basically get to score points again for one of my Federation tokens. So I'm going to turn this into 8 points, so 51 to 59, and I'm going to get 2 more power. And I should be able to get all 7 of these power on the board. Don't know if it's going to be enough, though. All right. So much power. Ding, ding. Upgrade. Again, nothing. 2 points. 1, 2. My turn. We are going to spend 2 credits and an ore to place a mine here. That's going to give me 2 knowledge. Toma. Bam. It's doing a power QIC action. Directional selection there. 1 from that way. 1 point. Done. My turn. I'm going to spend an ore and 2 credit to place another mine here. I get 2 more knowledge. And that's going to help a lot. Oh, that's crazy though. This is so nuts. Atoma's action. Moving up on the 5th track. So it's a 5th valid track. This is no longer a valid track because it's already at the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 0 points. She's bad. My turn. I'm going to spend the 4 to go over there. I need to flip one of my Federation tokens to do that. When I do that, I get 6 ore, or 3 ore. 1, 2, 3. 6 credit. I go from 1, so that's 21. Or I'm sorry, that's 16 to 22. And then I'm going to get the cycle 6. All right. Toma. There. They're doing an upgrade action. Upgrading. Well, I can't upgrade, and again, it's not a faction action, so that doesn't apply, just the 1 point. So it's kind of slowed down a little bit. A little bit. If there's any way I can, before I form a federation, I wonder if there's any way I can try to make some more magic happen here. I don't even know the QST. Usually I love running up that track, but I don't even know if they're going to be that useful for me right now. And that's 7 points. I don't see any way I'm running up that track. If I took this, I could at least cycle some more, but I mean, I would need 1, 2, I only have one more of those. There's no more Gaia planets on the board, so I can't even do that if I wanted to. Wonder if those 7 points are worth it. Probably not. If I go here, just trying to see if I can get up to that top. I think that's my only chance, so I might as well go for it. So I'm going to spend 5 credit. Remember, like anything I don't spend is worth 2 at the end of the game, but it's clearly not going to be enough. So I'm going to spend 5 credit, so it gets me from 22 down to 17. I'm going to spend 3 ore, which gets me down to 5. I'm going to put this research lab here. That means I can take a trading. I can take a tactile. So I'm going to take this tactile. I get an ore and a QIC. And I'm going to move up on this track, which gives me 2 more ore. I'm going to try to make a run up there, maybe get those 12 points. Be a little crazy. But it just might do the trick. So that's going to move over. Bing. Oh, faction action. So it can't, it's so bad. So it can't build, as it can't upgrade. So it's gonna colonize range 3. There. It's gonna give him another satellite. Oh, it's so stupid. Alright, close to me is there. I do get the power one because of that. Whee! So that's going to go there. Another satellite. So it's here and 12, I think. There. And 1 point. Alright. I'm going to... I really can't. We got pretty lucky with how the rest of this... We haven't seen all his faction actions. We'll probably get like 2 in a row now. But, you know, just what this is. I'm going to spend 5 credits. I go from 17 down to 12 and 3 ore. I go from 8 to 5. Put another research lab on the board. I'm going to take this now. That gives me 4 more knowledge. And it moves me up to here. All right, there's a plan slowly coming together. Can I get to the top? We'll see if I get to the top. This goes here. This goes here. Faction action. It does have 1. It's going to go 1, 2. So I can't take a tactile, which is rough. That would have been a nice way to get a jump there. And 3 points. 1, 2, 3. So that was a bad tile. I'm going to spend these 4 knowledge. I'm going to move up on this track. I'm going to cycle 3. Please end. Yes. All right, done. We're going to give the Atoma 2 more points. 1, 2. So it's at 122, which is a huge score. And this comes off. You get the 2 points just from there. So they're done. I could just take it. I'm not building a Gaia planet, so that's all done. Let me count him one more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 is right. So I need to get to 11 if possible. And crazily enough, it is possible. All right, so that's fine. I'm going to win that one. So number of structures, though, it's only got 5 left. So basically, it only has 5 left. So if I have 4 left on my board, I tie it. If I have 3 left on my board, then I will be ahead of it. The problem is he took that stupid blue from me. I probably should have taken that blue when I had the chance. No, man. Because right now, I can get to... Yeah, I'm going to have 5 on my board. Oh, if I have 5 on my board... No, I'll find out what I'll win. I'll have 1... Yeah, because everything on mine's going to be in a federation, I think. So when you form a federation, you have to do the minimum number you can. So that's actually already a federation. Shoot, everything in mine is not going to be a federation. I could form the federation first, though. Form the federation first, and I could build onto it. I think that makes some sense. Yeah, I think that makes some sense. That's the way I have to play this. All right, so I'm going to cycle these 4 to get 2 knowledge. I'm then going to cycle this. Oh, I'm going to tie him. Shoot. Let me undo that. I want to spend at least 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. I think that makes some sense. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend. No, because I'm not going to have this. I will have the credit. Credit's not the credit's not the problem. I need to beat him in both of those things. All right, it's my best shot. So I'm going to go back and do that. I'm going to take the 2 knowledge. Actually, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to spend this QIC, an ore, and 2 credit to put a mine over there. I'm now going to cycle 4. Yeah, I gotta chase it. I'm going for the knowledge. Now I'm going to discard 6 power. I can't do anything else first. Spending 6 power to put out 6 satellites. So I have 2 research labs. 1, 2, 3. That doesn't need to go there. All right, so I have 2 research labs and 3 mines. So that is 7. So I'm going to take these. I'm going to take the 7 and the credits again. So 7 points gets me from 60 or 59 to 66. I get 6 more credits. 16. All right. I'm going to spend 2 ore and 6 credit. Gives me another 10 to put out this trading station. I'm going to spend 1 ore and 2 credit to put this mine here. Now that's joins the Federation, right? So I'm still chasing him for that. And I get 2 knowledge because of my special ability. I'm going to spend these 4 knowledge to go there to give me 2 more ore. Oh, this is beautiful. And then I'm going to cycle this to get a credit because I can before I forget. I'm going to spend this 3 ore and this 5 knowledge or 5 credit to put this on the board here. That's going to allow me to take a tech tile. I will take, it doesn't matter. I'm going to take this. I mean, they're all garbage. I'll take this one. I'm going to flip this token to go here. And that gives me 12 points from that, which gets me from 66 up to 78. I mean, I don't know how I could have maxed this out anymore. I'm still going to get thrashed. Yeah, this is some min-maxy garbage. All right, so in federations, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, he only has 12 in federations. Right? 5, 4. Oh, Yes, I win both endgame scoring. All right. All right. Because, yeah, I have 11 satellites. He has only 10 only, which is crazy. All right. So at this point, I will. There's no point in me doing anything else. I'm just going to call it. And then when I pass, I get 8 points from that. So I get from 78 to 86. So let's do the scoring. So first and foremost, before I forget, I'm just going to take this 4 credit. I'm going to round, so I have no more knowledge, no more ore, no QICs, no nothing. So that 4 credit just becomes 4 divided by 3. It's 1 rounded down is just 1 point. Ding. So 1 1/3, 1 point. We are going to do all 3 of these ended up with me in the lead, and then Hadsch Hallas in second. So at the least I picked up 12 points on him there. So I'm going to get, well, I'll do him first. He's going to get 12 points for most structures in a federation. So he gets from 22 to 134. He's going to get 12 points, 34. He's going to get 12 points for second most satellites. He goes 134 to 146. And then he's going to get 12 points because he gets 4 points for every level that he's on the navigation track. So he's 146 to 158. That's a big score. But, I mean, that's about what you expect from the Automa. We'll see what I can pull off here. So I get 18 points for having the most structure in a federation. Because remember, so the way I worked out was weird. So I have 4 structures on my board, and he's got 5 structures left, or they got 5 structures left. I have 1 that's not in a federation. So effectively, it's almost like I have 5 and they have 5. But again, they have the number of structures minus 1 to determine endgame scoring. So I edged them out by 1 there, edged them out by 1 on the satellite track. So I get 18 points for most structures in the Federation. So that's 87 plus 18 gets me to 105. I get 18 points for the most satellites. That's 105 plus 18 gets me to 123. Now I get 12 points for being at the top of the terraforming track. That gets from 123 to 135. I get 12 points for being at the top of the economic track. That gets 135 to 147. And I get 4 points for the navigation track to 151. And I literally don't think I could have done any better. Yeah, I mean, sometimes sometimes this game is like, tilting is like you are playing the Automa, right? Like we saw me trying to challenge it out there, but it's still sometimes it feels like it's like not beat your own score, but it's like beat the Automa score, which will randomly be somewhere between 130 and 160, and on hard, and it's like, oh, it's like such an it's like such. I'm really satisfied with some of what I was able to pull off there, but that's a really unsatisfying loss. Like, it's a satisfying, like, wow, like that really, man, I had 4 credits left. I mean, I really don't know how much more min-maxy I could get in really reasoning out, all right, what is my legitimate chance here, right? And it really became clear that my legitimate chance was doing what I did, like get the mine out so then I could get to the trading station, get the trading station out so I can get to the research lab. And I had to, again, because you have to build federations like efficiently, I was like, all right, well, where can I get things on the board so that I can use 6 satellites, and then how do I kind of add on to that? And then I was using that ability like crazy. I mean, the 3rd and 4th round, I was able to get 5 points both times. Yeah, I used every single QIC I had. I used every single knowledge. I used every single ore. I really don't know what else I could have done, which is unusual for me in this game because I usually feel like I didn't play optimally, and now I feel like, and optimally is relative, right? Like, dude, I'm sure like some genius who was multiple IQ points higher than me would have seen something I didn't see. But I look, 4 Federation tiles. There is another like part of this where it's like, I do find the games that have the round bonuses for Federation tiles in the second half, I find them a lot easier for me, just how I think about the game. This one was a little rougher, when I end up with both of those, having to work around both of those when I knew I just wasn't going to be colonizing many Gaia planets was obviously a thing too. But man, I tell you what, it is a brainy game. I can play Mage Knight for days. I can play for Spirit Island for days. And look, those are brain burners. Don't get me wrong, but like playing this game is like the most that my brain is most likely gonna feel like mush. And I just feel like mastery of all these games is really hard, especially this one that is so elusive to me, and every time I think I get it, then I'm like, I just don't. And the variable scoring, I think, is a huge part of that, right? So, look, I hope this was helpful and informative and interesting. And if you're an experienced player, I hope you can just laugh at my misery, and that's great too. I'll come back to Gaia every 2-3 months, and again, I think this approach will make a little more sense. If I just had to take this game with the Lantids without having the experience that I've had prepping for this, it would have been I would not have scored 151 points. I will assure you of that. So I feel pretty strong about that score. Any comments, questions, epiphanies, please put them in the comment section below. Anything that you would have done different, anything that I might have missed. This is the game where I was called a weak player after all. And if you don't know that story, that's a whole other thing. Oh, that was crazy. If I had 2 more QICs, and that's 7 points, then I get there. And I wonder, is there a tiebreaker in this game? I mean, but still, if I used everything, it's crazy. I'd use that QIC just to get there, but I wasn't even able to. I like going up the AI track to try to do that. But is there a tying? Oh, in case of a tie, the tie players share the victory. No, there is no tiebreaker. Gaia Project was like, no, we don't do the tiebreaker. So I would have shared the victory with Hadsch Hallas, which also would have been a disappointing non-win either way. So cool. I am rambling enough. I appreciate all the support to this channel. You can go on my Patreon page. Here is a link in the description below. Check out my upcoming schedule. See what's coming up. We're going to be back in my more of my comfort level with Spirit Island and Mage Knight and Arkham and the like. But no matter next time you tune in, thanks for joining me today, and happy gaming.